430 and 400 aren't the same thing. That's number one. And number two, when we were in Mizraim, we also weren't enslaved for 430 years either. So when we were in Mizraim, that did not fulfill this prophecy at all. If anyone goes around calling Abram or Sarai any type of thought hoe, like that's ground for me to fuck you up. So she wanted to make sure that his seed was continued. She was like, take Hagar and have a kid. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Sarai beat her ass. I'm fleeing from my presence of my mistress Sarai. I will greatly multiply your descendants, so that they will be too many to count. You shall call his name Ishmael. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham. For I have made you the father of a multitude of nations. 12. Sarah laughed to herself, saying, after I become so old, I'm not gonna have some pleasure, I'm gonna have some sex. With Adoni being so old, also, you know, Abraham was saying, like, we're old. Like, we're gonna do the do. Okay. Is anything too difficult for Yahweh? At the appointed time, I will return you at this time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Get to fucking. The outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly great. There's some nasty niggas. Who is it? Lot. Oh. Hey, what's up? So you're gonna want to run. For your dear lives. Yeah, that's what's gonna have to happen. These niggas try to rape them. Y'all is about to like fuck everything. Get the hell out, bro. Like, I'm not staying. You gonna stay, nigga? Like, I'm leaving. Okay? I'm leaving. You gonna leave, nigga? And he overthrew those cities and all the valley and all the inhabitants of the cities that grew on the ground. And what grew on the ground. But his wife from behind him looked, and she became a pillar of ash. A meteorite came down into the atmosphere, came right over the area, and then exploded. So, for all y'all motherfuckers out there worried about nuclear wars and shit, I worship the living Elohim. He had a 10 megaton blast from a fucking asteroid. I don't give a shit about your fucking nukes. And on that note, motherfuckers, let's keep reading. All right. Shalom. Let's keep reading. Oh, first off, two things. Actually, I'm gonna sing a song. But last time I said something. I said about sugar. I'm just gonna say it again. Well, I gotta correct something. Refined sugar, even if you are making wine, don't eat it at all. It's fucking poison. It's fucking poison. It's fucking poison. Do not eat refined sugar at all. It's fucking poison. It's fucking poison. Among other things, yes, but yeah, it's fucking poison. Don't eat that shit at all. For one. Number two, the Shema, the song that I always sing, Shema Israel, which I'm about to sing right now. I don't know why I did this last time I was reading. I sang it and I didn't actually know the lyrics perfectly. Like I know what I was supposed to say, but I didn't know it in Hebrew. So like I kind of just like didn't actually say the words, but like I looked it up. You would have thought I would have looked it up a while ago, right? But things take time, so whatever. So it's I'll say it in Hebrew first. It's Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Oh, actually, hold on a minute, because I kind of can't remember it without reading it. We're singing the whole thing. It's Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Ve'ahabta et Yahweh Eloheka. Bekal lebabka, ubekal napeshka, sorry. Ubekal weodeka Israel. And that's all. So Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Echad. Ha. Shema Israel. Yahweh Eloheinu. Yahweh. Ha. Echad. Ha. Shema. Shema. Shema Israel. Shema, Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Yahweh Eloheinu. Yahweh. Ha. Echad. Ha. Ve'ahavta ha et Yahweh ve'yodeka. Right? Wait. I'm gonna sing again. I'm gonna go back. Let me practice on it. Uh shit. Wait a minute. Uh uh wait, I don't what's going on now? Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, that was weird as hell. I don't know what happened. Way a hopta et Yahweh Eloheka Bekal hopta Ubekal Beshka Ubekal no Weodeka Israel Israel Kan that means yes Kan Shemai Israel Ine Shemai Israel. All right. So let's get this going. I'm gonna go back to 1930. All right, we'll go from 1930. Lot went up from Zoar and stayed. You know what? No, I'm gonna go. I think covered last time. Lot went up from Zoar and stayed in the mountains, and his two daughters with him, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar, and he stayed in a cave. He and his two daughters. Then the firstborn said to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is not a man on the earth to come into us after the manner of the earth." That also connects back to everything's connected. I'm not going to it. 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and let us lie with him, that we may preserve our family through our father. So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Mind you, again, this is not of our bloodline. This is an offshoot of our bloodline. This is not our bloodline. And I'm not trying to shit on them for this. Because I guess I understand. I guess I wouldn't have done it. Well, yeah, I definitely wouldn't have done it because it's against the law. But I guess I understand their way of thinking. But still wouldn't have done it. still wouldn't have done it. 30, 34. On the following day, the firstborn on the following day, the firstborn said to the younger, "Behold, I lay last night with my father. Let us make him drink wine tonight also. Then you go in and lie with him. Then we may preserve our family through our father." So they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay. Wait, sorry, I'm having trouble following. So they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him. And he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. So he was like, he was plastered. Like he was fucking drunk. This is a lot. You fucking, oh, you should know that. Yeah, he was drunk. He was drunk as hell. Like he was completely like wasted. Like, and he was old. He was older at this point. He was pretty old. Probably in his like, it's really hard to say how old. Um there might be a way to figure it out. There probably is a way to figure it out exactly. But not well, probably not necessarily, because again, this is an offshoot of our um bloodline. This is offshoot. This is not he's not directly in our bloodline. So he's, I mean, he's not in bloodline, the actual line, I guess. So he's offshoot. Um but he was older. He was like probably like older than 60, 70. I would imagine, because at this point Abraham was in his 90s, I believe. So yeah. Yeah, he's pretty old at this point. Yeah. And also his wife just died too, because she was stupid. Anyway, 36. Thus, both the daughters of Lot were with child by their father. The firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. So the Moabites are still around right now. Most of these people are around. So most of these lineages are around right now, truthfully. 38. As for the younger, she also bore a son and called his name Ben Ami. He is the father of the sons of Ammon to this day. Chapter 20. Now, and also again, I mean, I'll just state again. Yeah, these chapters and these divisions and shit are not, these are not from Elohim. But they help us now because we have to use English, unfortunately. So just so you know. Again, reiterating. 20. Now, Abraham journeyed from there toward the land of Negev. Negev means south, by the way. So he journeyed to the south from where he was. Do I want to? Do I want to pull up the map? No, it's fine. We don't need the map right now. I'm gonna pull up the map in a little bit, I'm sure, but not right now. It's not that deep. You know what? Screw it. Why not? Right? You're gonna be looking at me all the time. Where's share screen at? Turn it. Turn it. Hold on. I'm gonna just find it real quick. No, dude, you shitting me, man. I know Kadesh, and actually I should know where it is. Actually, it's right here, right? No, it's right there. Okay, this is where it says, but it's not right, because it says it's an approximate. But that's where it says it is the approximate location of Kadesh and Shur. And Kadesh on this map says it has the same exact location. So it's clearly not correct. They might be near each other. The problem, I'd wager they're probably near each other, within at least a couple. Yeah, they're probably right next to each other, something like that. But yeah, that's the thing. So that's where it says. Boom. All right. And he said he went to the south. So when it says this Negib, which is the word for south, where is it? Does it say it here? Does it have it? It's down here. This is the south of Israel. They call it south. Okay. Okay, so let's start from the top 20 again. Now, Abraham journeyed from there toward the land of Negib and settled between Kadesh and Shur. Kadesh Ushur. Then he sojourned in Gadad. I don't know where Gadad is, actually. Let me see. Gadad. And Gadad. Okay, so that's Gadad, right? So it's Kadesh and Shur. It's kind of hard to really like figure out exactly where they are, but it's kind of, you really can't. It's the locations are skewed clearly, because if Gadad is known to be right there in the Gaza Strip, then Kardashian sure can't be down the fuck there. But as far as locations shit go, once we go back home, we can figure out all that stuff because there are landmarks and such all throughout the book, especially like when we get you'll see once we get farther on or once whatever. Um there's I mean if we get to that point, I don't know if I'm gonna get all the way to you, Joshua. I don't know if I'm getting all the way there. We'll see. But I mean reading it like this. But there's landmarks everywhere, so you'll be able to pinpoint everything pretty easily. It should be pretty easy. You gotta know the landmarks and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so 20 and 2. Abraham said to Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. Said of Sarah, sorry. Said his wife, she is my sister. So Abimelech, let's stop sharing. So Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But Elohim came to Abimelech in a dream of the night and said to him, "Behold, Hine, you're a dead man because of the woman who you have taken. She's married." He's like, "You just took a married woman, my nigga. Like, you serious?" And again, this completely obliterates the idea, that retarded idea, nigger idea, that only Israel knows of Yahweh. Yeah. 3. But Elohim came to Abimelech in a dream at night and said to him, "Behold, Hine, you are a dead man because of the woman you have taken, for she is married." Now, 4. Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, "Adoni, will you?" He's talking about Adoni. Adoni again. Adoni, it means Lord. Lord in the sense that we think of Lord, like Lord of a land or someone that is that has dominion over me. So he is saying. Let me just double check that real quick. Actually, Adoni. I'm pretty sure it says Adoni. Yeah. So he's talking to Yahweh. He's calling him Adoni, out of respect. He's calling him Adoni as respect. So like, I used to think that it was kind of, well, did I? I don't know. I might have thought before that calling him Lord was disrespectful, but it's really not. I mean, switching the words around is fucking crazy, disrespectful. But anyway, so yeah, he's calling him Adoni. That is a title that you can give to a person too. So yeah, you can call him. You can call Yahweh Adoni. You can call a person that Adoni. Yeah, okay. 4. So let's go to 4 again. Now Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, "Adoni, will you slay a nation even though blameless?" So this nation, they were blameless. See, they were blameless. They were not. They were blameless. They weren't Israel, but they were blameless. 5. Did he not himself say to me, "She is my sister"? And she herself said, "He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and in the innocence of my hands, I have done this." He's like, I didn't fucking know. Like, because I didn't, I don't like, don't get mad at me, please. Like, I didn't know. Like, they told me that it was, it was just brother and sister. Like, I didn't do nothing. Like, I didn't mean, like, please don't kill us. Like, please don't obliterate us all. Then 6. Then Elohim said to him in the dream, he said, "Come, yes." Gun is like, "I know that in the integrity of your heart you have done this, and I also kept you from sinning against me. Therefore, I did not let you touch her." So it's like, I kept doing stuff so you wouldn't bang her, dude. Like, I know, but you're gonna have to fix this. 7. Now, therefore, restore the man's wife. To give her back, give her back. For he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and he will live, and you will live. He's like, yo, like, just give her back, dude. Like, I know she's beautiful. Mind you, Sarah was like in her 90s at this point, and she's gorgeous still. Like, I might have said this before, but like, we're not supposed to be like aging and becoming decrepit and shit. Like, our hair is supposed to turn gray. Our hair grays. Like, that's not gonna. I'm pretty sure there's nothing you can do. I think you can. This is just actually. I think you could slow it down our hair graying, but I don't think you're supposed to stop it like ever. Which I like gray hair. I want my hair to become gray. It's graying a little bit. I look a little weird. Whatever. But yeah, you're like your skin getting like all like saggy and wrinkly and all the other shit. The only reason that happens is because of all the environmental bullshit we have going on right now. Our food, most of our food, if you go into a supermarket right now in any of the Western nations or the developed nations right now, 95 at minimum, I promise you, 95% of the food in there is, oh, sorry, let me try that again. 95% of the things that people buy to eat in there is not food. They're food-like substances. They're hybrids. They're weird shit in boxes, and that's it. Did you know a carrot is not real? A carrot's not real food. That's a hybrid. You shouldn't be eating carrots ever. Cauliflower. I used to eat cauliflower all the time. You're not supposed to be eating cauliflower at all. It's pretty fucked up. If anybody wants to know, which you probably want to know, so you don't like age, peep Dr. Sebi. Peep Dr. Sebi. He doesn't know. He was a little bit. He was very misguided with a lot of things, but as far as health goes, he wasn't perfect, but he was pretty good. Okay, keep going. Sorry, had to plug the man real quick, and yeah. All right, let's go back from top 27, 20 and 7. Now, therefore, restore the man's wife for his praise, prophet. He will pray for you, and you will live. But if you do not give her back, know that you surely will die, and you and all who are yours. So like I'm gonna obliterate you if you don't give her back, bro. Not bro, son. I'm gonna obliterate you if you don't give her back, son. 8. So Abimelech arose early in the morning and called all his servants. He's freaked out. Called all his servants and told all these things in their hearing. And the men were greatly frightened, which I would be too. And then Abimelech called Abraham and said to him, he said, "What? Like, what have you done to us? Like, and how have what did I do to you for you to do this to me?" He said, "What?" He said, "How have I sinned against you that you have brought on me in my kingdom a great sin?" Blameless, they're blameless man. They ain't this weird ministerial girl pussy shit, which is exactly what this shit is pussy. Like, get your own nigga. It's like man, it's a married married woman, like it's a married woman. What's wrong with you? But you know, he gives her back, so it's whatever. You have done to me things that ought not be done. And Abimelech 10. And Abimelech said to Abraham, "What have you encountered that you have done this? Like, what the fuck have you been through, nigga? You won't tell people this shit." 11. Abraham said, "Because I thought surely there's no fear of Elohim in this place, and they would kill me because of my wife." Because again, Sarah was beautiful. 12. Besides, she actually is my sister, the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And it came about when Elohim caused me to wander from my father's house that I said to her, 'This is the kindness which you will show to me. Everywhere we go, say of me, he's my brother.'" Because he didn't want to die. 14. Abimelech then took sheep and oxen and male and female servants and gave them to Abraham and restored his wife Sarah to him. 15. Abimelech said, "Behold, he did. My land is before you. Set it wherever you please. Like, you just go. Like, look. Like, I understand. Haaretz, the world. Haaretz is pretty fucked up right now. I get it. Look, we know that Yahweh's there and that he can wipe us all out. All right, we're not stupid. Here's some animals. here's some animals. I see all that land. That's all mine, bro. Just go out there, chill, settle up. You know, it can't do your thing. We're Gucci, bro. It's fine. Just don't. It's good. I get it. I get it. 16. To Seta, he said, "Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. He did. It is your vindication before all who are with you and before all men you are cleared." I had to look that up, so I didn't understand what the fuck that meant. So it is that was kind of his apology, if you will, and it kind of showing like it's not like a dowry. It's not like a dowry. But it was because dowry is if you're taking her to marry her, and he didn't touch her. Um, it was kind of like it was to show everyone that like look like I like this like I didn't touch this woman at all. Like it's kind of how do you say it? In a way, I don't really know how to explain it. It was, but besides that, it was a simple. It was a way of showing of letting everyone know, like, look, like I'm giving, like this is not my wife. I took her not knowingly. Did like here he gave him the animals and said, here you go, settle up. And then he said specifically for her, this is for her. My bad. It was an accident, but it's my bad. And everyone knows like she's not a thought. She's not no shit like that. Like this was it was accidental. I'm blameless with it, but it was my it was my doing. Here you go. Like chill. Like he's a good dude. You know what I mean? He's not a fucking retard. He's not like he's afraid of Yahweh because he's not a fucking retard. So everybody like don't be watch your mouths about him type shit. Is like here you go. Here's the money. Boom. Here's the shekels. Boom. All right. Um and before all men you are clear. Boom. Right. Okay. 17. Abraham prayed to Elohim, and Elohim healed Abimelech and his wife and his maids so that they bore children. For Yahweh had closed fast all the wombs of the household of Abimelech because Sarah, Abraham's wife. So they wasn't having kids. Also, that means that Sarah was in his house for a minute. For them to know that he wasn't having a wife, that he wasn't having that they weren't having kids. Just saying. I don't know how long though. I just really say 21. Then Yahweh took note of Sarah as he had said, and Yahweh did for Sarah as he had promised. So Sarah conceived and bore a son to Abraham in his old age, at the appointed time of which Elohim had spoken to him. Abraham called the name. Oh, wait, she was 90 at this point. So she was eight. My bus. When I said she was in her 90s, she was 89 at that point. 89 or 90 at that point when she got taken. Yeah, sorry. 3, 21 and 3. Abraham called the name. What? Wait, right? Point of time, which yes. Abraham. Okay, so 3. Abraham called the name of his son who was born to him, whom Sarah bore to him, Isaac. Then Abraham circumcised his son Isaac when he was 8 days old, as Elohim had commanded him. Now Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born. Was Isaac? Ishkak. Sorry, Ishkak is how you pronounce it. It's Yod, Shin, or it. Look it up. It's Ishkak. 5. Now Abraham was 100 years old when his born Ishkak, when his son Ishkak was born to him. Sarah said, Elohim has made laughter for me. Everyone who hears will laugh. Everyone who hears will laugh with me because she's 90 years old having a son. So, so she's like, yeah, we did some sexing. And at 100 years old and 90 years old, and the baby popped out. Nice, nice. 7. And she said, who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse children? Yet I have borne him a son in his old age, on old age, 100 years old. 8. The child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that Isaac was weaned. 9. Now Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had born to Abraham, mocking Isaac. He was mocking Isaac. Like, and he was a child at this point. To say their age, Ishmael. It was Ishmael. Yes, and Ishmael the Ishmaelites are our brothers. What Ishmael did right here was pretty fucked up though. He was laughing at a baby. Again, like I'm not out here trying to shit on. It was fucked up, guys. Like if any Ishmaelites see this eventually or ever, like it was fucked up. Okay, it was fucked up, guys. It was fucked up. Okay, like Ishmael was making fun of a baby, and he was like around like I want to how old was he? He was at least 14 years old at this point. At least 13 or 14 years old at this point. He's probably around like truthfully, because you don't get weaned in like a year, so you're not supposed to at least. So he's probably around like 16 or 17. He was a teenager, so it's pretty fucked up what he was doing. So again, there are brothers, no hard feelings type shit, but like that's what happened. So that's what happened. Okay, so let's hit it from 9 again. 21:9. Now, Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, whom she had bore to Abraham, mocking Isaac. Therefore, she said to Abraham, drive out this maid and her son, like, get rid of these motherfuckers. What the hell? For the son of this maid shall not be an heir with my son Isaac. The matter distressed Abraham greatly because of the son. But Elohim said to Abraham, do not be distressed because of the lad and your maid. Whatever Sarah tells you, listen to her. For through Isaac, your descendants shall be named. And of the son of the maid, Ishmael, I will make a nation also because he's your descendant. So he's like, look, well, keep going. So so he's like, look, yeah, like your blessed son is, well, let me not say blood. Your promised son is Isaac. Okay, it's like he's definitely sad. But like, don't worry about Ishmael either. He's like, I got you. He's like, he's one of your descendants, right? All right, I got you. So it's like, listen to Sarah. She listen to Sarah. 14. So Abraham rose early in the morning and took bread and a skin of water and gave them to Hagar, putting them on her shoulder, and gave her the boy and sent her away. And she departed and wandered about in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water in the skin, actually, let me see where Beersheba was. Because I might pull it up because I want to. It might not be that important right now. It is very much important. It's definitely important, but I think we might. But everything's important in this book. But Beersheba. Not really. Not yet. It's fine. So 15. Right. Good. When the water in the skin was used up, she left the boy under one of the bushes. She left the boy under one of the bushes. You know what? It actually meant like it actually says under the bushes, which sounded just like, I don't know why she put it under bushes. Whatever. Or maybe or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 16. Then she went and sat down opposite of him, about a bow shot away, which is about 100 meters from out, or 100 feet, 100 meters, one of the two, I forgot. For she said, do not let me see the boy die. And she sat opposite him and lifted up her voice and wept. Elohim heard the lad crying, and the Melech of Yahweh called to Hagar from Hashemayim and said to her, so no, it wasn't an angel. Okay, not a cherubim. It's not a cherubim. The cherubim is the thing with wings. Angels. It was neither of those. So again, Melech means message or messenger. So in this specific this means message. So the message of Elohim called to Hagar from Hashemayim, and it's not from the sky. It means the separated, the I guess you could say, like, I might have said, I don't know, the other realm, the realm. Remember, everything in this realm, like, I guess we could say realm. That's a good thing. Everything in this realm can be vaporized. So everything in this realm is made of mem, which is what we see as water, but it's mem. Everything can be vaporized. So hashimayim, the word, I'll say that the word means the waters, the separated waters, the separate. I guess it means a whole bunch. It means, in this context, it means the separated waters. So it's when we say heaven, it's literally the realm that's not in this realm right here. Okay, so it means that he spoke to her. He gave her a message from the other side to this side, which he does all the time. So, which I'm sure I brought this up before in other lessons. So how he did it, it doesn't say here. But again, when you start being able to commute, well, she freaks out actually later on. She freaks out actually later. She's like, did I just talk to? But when you start when he finds you, when he finds you, when you're worried, I don't want to say that. When you're obedient enough, I'll say that. When you're obedient enough to actually talk to him, he uses whatever the fuck he wants to. He's Elohim. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like he's a living Elohim. He does whatever the fuck he wants. So he can use anything. So you will see a lot of times throughout the book, like he's like, and he spoke to him, and he's like, how? It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. He can use whatever he wants. He can use a trillion different ways plus. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, let's hit it again from 17. I'll read it. I'll translate it correctly. So Elohim heard the lad crying, and this message of Elohim came to Hagar from the separated place of the water, from the realm separated from the water realm, and said to her, so what's the matter with you, Hagar? Don't fear, for Elohim has heard the voice of the lad where he is. Said, get up, lift up the lad, and hold him by the hand, for I will make a great nation of him too. The Ishmaelites, yeah, you know what it is, Yahweh got your back, son. 19. Then Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. Now he didn't really actually open them. She just, I don't know how she didn't see. I don't know, but I guess you probably see what I'm saying. It's not like the water just like popped up. She just noticed it or something. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Okay. And she went and filled the skin with water and gave the lad a drink. 20. Elohim was with the lad, and he grew, and he lived in the wilderness and became an archer. See, he was with him, like they had a little rough start, but Elohim was with him. He lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took a wife for him from the land of Mizraim, Egypt. 22. Now, it came about at the time that Abimelech and Pikol, let me try that again. I forgot about the woo. Now, it came about at the time that Abimelech Bikal, the commander of his army, spoke to Abraham, saying, Elohim is with you in everything you do. He's like, yo, Elohim is with you with everything. Like, damn. 23. Now, therefore, swear to me here by Elohim that you will not deal falsely with me or with my offspring or with my posterity. I don't know what the posterity means. I think it just means like people that are like following him, I guess. People that are with him, chilling with him, I think. I didn't look it up. Don't really care that much. Not yet. Not right now. But according to the kindness that I have shown to you, and you shall show me, showing to you, you shall show me and to the land in which you have sojourned. So just like, look, like I haven't done you any wrong. I see that Yahweh is really got your back. Just swear to me that you got my back, please. He said, I got you, son. I'm not asking nothing crazy. Just do what just show me the same kindness that I've showed you. That's all. That's all I'm asking. 24. Abraham said, I swear, I got your back, son. I got you, boo. But Abraham complained to Abimelech because of the well of water which his servants Abimelech had seized. This wasn't mentioned before. I had to keep reading this over and over again. I was so confused for that because every time I've come to this part a couple of times, I'm like, wait a minute, did they talk about this? No, they talked about this before. He dug a well in Abimelech's and this is probably why Abraham thought that they didn't fear Elohim, because he had a bad experience. But yeah, Abimelech's people jacked him for his well. 26. And Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this thing. He's like, you didn't tell me. Nor did I didn't hear about it until today. Truthfully, I didn't know about that shit. Like for real. He's like, niggas took your well. Like, I didn't know that, dude. Like, my bad. It's like, I didn't know that either. It's like over here taking your wife, taking your well. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know about this. My fault. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, if I knew, I would have done something about it, bro. Like, I don't know. I didn't mean all that didn't happen. My bus. He's like, all right, fine. He's like, okay. So 27, Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech. He's like, all right, fine. And two of them made a covenant. 28. Then Abraham set 7 ewe. It's you, I guess. It means female lambs. Ew. I don't know why I found that funny. It's a little stupid. He said, you should. Where was I at? Sorry, my fault. 28. And Abraham set seven ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. Abimelech said to Abraham, what do these 7 ewe lambs mean? All right, I'm stop doing that. What do these 7 ewe lambs lambs mean? What you have set by themselves? Like, why? So why'd you set 7 lambs over there by themselves? 29. Abimelech said, oh no, 30, my fault. He said, Abraham said, you shall take these 7 ewe lambs from my hands, so that it may be a witness to me that I dug this well. Now you know, like I dug this well, and no one else, whatever. I want to make sure that we good on this one. 31. Therefore, he called that place Be'er-sheba, because there the two of them took an oath. And mind you, okay, so I want to say something real quick. So, it said that Hagar and Ishmael were wandering in Be'er-sheba. They were wandering there before the name of it, before Be'er-sheba was given its name. That's number 1. That's all, I guess. I thought there was something else, but yeah, I might have been something else I was gonna do. So yeah, okay. 32. So they made a covenant at Be'er-sheba, and Abimelech, Pikal, the commander of his army, arose and returns to the land of the Philistines. 33. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree at Be'er-sheba, and there he called on the name of Yahweh. I don't remember how to say that. The everlasting Elohim. Let me look at it real quick. El Aulim. El Alum. Alam. El Alam. Olam. That's what it was. Al Alam. El Olam. Everlasting Elohim. Everlasting God, as they say, whatever. El Alam. And Abraham sojourned in the land of the Philistines for many days. 22. Now, it came about after these things that Elohim tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham. He said, he did. He said, take now your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac. And not that he didn't, in a sense, he couldn't have love. Let's go real quick to love. When you love, he couldn't have loved Ishmael. Okay, in the way that we think of love today, yes, he loved Ishmael. He did. But he didn't love Ishmael in the way that inhibited him. Because love is an action. Ishmael wasn't around. Okay, so he couldn't have loved the actual action. He couldn't love him because he wasn't around. He had feelings for him. He cared for his son, and the feeling, like, the warm fuzzies in his heart, and or his, whatever. He had that for Ishmael, I'm sure. Actually, yeah, I'm 100% sure, because again, he felt distressed when he had to send Hagar and Ishmael away. So he had that feeling inside of him, but he didn't love him. He didn't love him because he couldn't love him because he wasn't around to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's why he's saying like, you're the only son that you love, which is Isaac. Let's go from 2 again. He said, now take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I will tell you. I don't know why I'm so like all I've had today was freaking water and salt. I don't know what's going on. 3. Come on. 3. So come on. 3. So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him and Iscach, his son. And he split wood for the burnt offering and arose and went to the place of which Elohim told him. On the 3rd day, Abraham raised his eyes and saw the place from a distance. Abraham said to his young men, stay here with the donkey, with the ass, whatever. Stay here with the donkey, and I and the lad will go over there and we will worship and return to you. Now, before I go on, I want to make a point real quick about something about Javed. The idea that people have about Elohim is ridiculous. A lot of the ideas we have about Elohim is ridiculous. But he has a personality. Okay, like we are made in his. We want to say they say his image, but not really his image, like in the way that we think about it. But he did it as a test. It wasn't like he was like schizophrenic and he didn't know what he was asking for. It wasn't like he was like just I don't know, zooted out of his fucking mind. No, he knew that if I tell him to do this thing, he's not gonna be able to do it within seconds. It's gonna take him some time. And if he's gonna take him some time. All right. So he's like, all right. So I'll get to explain the rest of it later, but he's like, I know it's gonna take some time. This is showing about how he has a personality. Okay. He's not some stagnant, like he has a personality. He cares about things. When you think of humans, like we are nowhere near his level, but we're made in his image, and that is what we would think of as mentally. Like we are a very, very, very lower, very much lower, but it's a reflection, if you will. It's a very like lower, but it's thing. Okay, so let me keep going, and I'll explain a little more later in a minute. 16 or 16, 6, sorry. Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Iscach his son. And he took in his hand the fire and the knife. So the 2 of them walked on together. Iscach spoke to Abraham, his father, and said, Abi, my father. Abi. He said, Kine Beni. Here I am. Here, Hine, my son. Hine, my son. Hine Beni. And he said, Hine, the fire and the wood, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offerings? He's like, we got fire, we got wood. Where's the lamb? where's the lamb, Dad? Where's the lamb at? Abraham said, Elohim will provide for himself the lamb for the burnt offering. Benny. So the 2 of them walked on together. Then 9. Then they came to a place of which Elohim had told him, and Abraham built the altar there and arranged the wood, and bound his son Iscach, and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. I think I figured out how old Iscach was at this point, but I forgot. Didn't matter. He's younger than him. He's younger than Abraham, and obviously Abraham is a 100-year-old man that he lived. I'll tell you right now, he lives to 175. He's in his hundreds right now. He's like his early hundreds right now. If he lives to 175, you like think about how fucking jacked that man must have been. He lived to 175. Okay, okay, and healthy. So the man was jacked. He jacked. jacked. Okay, I'm done. Jacked. Okay. Okay, 10. Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the Melech of Yahweh called to him from the heaven and from Shemayim and said, and again, this is not one of me, and not a motherfucker with wings. Okay, again, it was a message. How? Don't know. Doesn't really matter. And said, Abraham. He said, Abraham. Like, hold on. Like, wait a minute. He said, here. He said, Abraham. Like, he did. He said, do not stretch out your hand against the lad and do nothing to him. We're like, for now, I know that you fear Elohim. He's like, all right. He's like, that was some real shit, my dude. Like, I was all worried. You about to give up your son like that? Okay. Respect, bro. Respect. Now I know you fear Elohim, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. And again, he had Ishmael. Ishmael was his offspring, but give a quick introductory lesson. When you were a son, or an offspring, I should say, not just a son, because women can be a bed, which is son, house, continuing. You are okay, I'll say it like this. The word ben is a as the characters we use is bet, wu, noon. Bet and noon. I shouldn't say wu, sorry. That's a bit confusing. Bet and noon, which is a house and a seed. I think you can kind of understand right now. So the reason he doesn't consider Ishmael his son in this instance is because Ishmael had to leave with Hagar. So he wasn't able to to carry on the house, if you will, in all the aspects. Yeah, it's not just the house of just like sperm, it's also characteristics of how they act and all the other stuff. And that's why when you're in the house of Israel, that's what that is why you're considered a child, a son or a daughter of Elohim, because you're following his law. I mean, you're supposed to be following his law, but you know, most Israelites are dead, sadly enough, permanently dead, perma dead, sadly enough. At least right. Well, anyway, so that's the idea of Ben, son or daughter, truth of that in that sense. Is it daughter? I think so. I'm pretty sure, unless it's a different word. But the if I'm not mistaken, the idea still perpetuates. Yeah, because again, like it's not like you know, like Yahweh's not ejaculating into any women, right? So there's no way like so if we're thinking about son in that instance only, then I can't be his son, right? And we're not going to Hamashiach. We're not doing that right now, because one, anyone that says they're Hamashiach in the end times is a fucking liar. Okay. Number one, which I learned a couple weeks ago. But yeah, if you're in the house, you're supposed to be considered as a child anyway. Okay. So 13, 22, 13. Then Abraham raised his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him, and he knew behind him a ram caught in the thicket by his thorns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the place of his son. Isaac must have been fucking freaking out, by the way. I'm just like putting it out there. Like I mean, he didn't have a choice. He was bound. He trusted his father. And you know, but still, I'm sure he was just looking looking at him with the knife, just like. And then I was like, here you go. Here's something that's not a human. And that dom, really. 14. Abraham called the name of that place Yahweh Jireh. As it is said to this day, in the mount of Yahweh, it will be provided. You'll hear some people say Jehovah Jireh. It's exactly what I just said. Yeah, Yahweh Jireh. I practice that. I practice that. 15. Then the Melech of Yahweh called to Abraham a second time from Hashimayu and said, by myself I have sworn, declares Yahweh, because you have done this thing and have not withheld your son, your only son. Indeed, I will greatly Ibarak, bless you, and I will greatly multiply your seed as the stars in heaven, as the sand which is on the seashore. And your seed shall possess the gates of their enemies. That's just badass. Your seed will possess the gates of their enemies. In your seed, all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned to his young men, and they arose and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham lived at Beersheba. 20. Now it came about after these things that it was told to Abraham, saying, behold, Milcah also has borne children to your brother Nahor. Uz, his first, hold on. I want to make sure I pronounce it right, my boss. Uz, Uz. His name is Uz. And how you say Uz? At Uz, Barakiu, Uz, Buz. Good, okay. 21. Uz, his firstborn, and Boz, his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, who Yidlaf, who Betuel. Betuel became the father of Rebecca. These 8, Milcah, born to Nahor, Abraham's brother, his concubine. And when you say concubine, you don't mean a whore. It does not mean whore, okay? It does not mean whore. It just means a woman that wasn't his wife. That wasn't the number one wife, okay? And I'll say this too, again. If polygamy, again, if you're doing it for guys specifically, if you're doing it to get buns, you're gonna be sadly mistaken, because the woman is supposed to be the one that determines. Like you're supposed to have sex one way or another. Like you can't withhold it like that because that's just wrong. But how much? Like if you a lot, if you're not you're supposed to make. If she doesn't want to give it to you, you're more than likely you're doing something fucking wrong. You're supposed to be taking care of her. You're supposed to be making her feel good. And I don't mean sexually is I was on the other. It's like it's last. Okay, that's last. Okay, dress her, feed her, take care of her insides, her emotions and shit, all that good stuff. You're supposed to care about it. Okay, so if you're going that way, you have to remember, like it's literally you're taking on more responsibility. It's responsibility. You have to, okay. So again, all this weird shit, like Israelites, a lot of Israelites doing that shit just so they can get more butt, and it's fucking disgusting. 24. His concubine, whose name was Reuma, also bore Tebach. It's not Tebah. It's Tebach. Because Noah's ark is the word for ark or box is Tebah. This name is not Tebah like that. It's Tebach. If you're studying, it's not a het. It's not a hey. It's a het at the end. Okay, again, his concubine, whose name was Reuma. Reuma also bore Tebach and Gaham and Tahash Ma'aka. I don't know if I pronounced those last ones perfectly correct, but I'm good in. 23. Now, Sarah lived 127 years, and she was beautiful the whole time. These were the years of the life of Sarah. At this time, Iskak, he was 37 when she passed, by the way. 23 too. Sarah died in Kirat Arba, that is Hebron. It was named Kirat Arba, right? It was named Kirat Arba when the Canaanites were inhabiting the land. So in Israel, the Canaanites are of the bloodline of Ham, the darker skinned people, as you would say, the Africans, darker skinned people. So when we got it, we named it Hebron, but at this point in history, it was named Kiryat Arba. Moshe, or people call him Moses. We're not gonna do that all day. Moshe, he Since he wrote the first 5 books, so that's why he put Kedath where they're from, and then he said that is Hebron. Like that's where Hebron is right now. Okay, let's keep going. 2. Sarah died in Kedath Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham went in to mourn for Sarah and weep for her. He loved her, man. Then, I want to point out on one other thing too. If someone dies, cry. Like, don't just this weird idea that like specifically for men, because a lot of guys don't want to do that. Like, when someone dies, someone passes, that's specifically the time that you're supposed to let go. Like all the like yeah, you need to be a manly man most of the time, but if someone passes, like you're never gonna see them again. Cry. 3. Then Abraham rose from before his dead and spoke to the sons of Het, saying, Het again is a descendant of Ham. They're Canaanite, if I'm not mistaken. They're Canaanite, part of the Canaanite family, which is again a part of the line of Ham, so dark skinned people. Saying, 4. I am a stranger and a sojourner among you. Give me a burial site among you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. 5. The sons of Het answered Abraham, saying to him, hear us, Adoni. Now that right there is some super respect. Keep going. And I'm gonna read up to 7. I'm gonna explain more. Hear us, Adoni. You are a mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choice of our graves. None of us will refuse you his grave for burying your dead. So I'm sure you kind of get already. They respected Abraham a lot. He was not of their bloodline. He didn't have their same customs. I mean, they all feared Yahweh, but he was not the same. He was they were different. They were different people. They all lived in harmony, whatever, but they were different. But even still, they all respected him. They respected him to the point that even though he had no claim to the land yet, they still called him Adoni. They still called him, as what we say, Lord. That's respect. That's a lot of respect. I mean, that like they were like yo, dude. Like, remember they Canaanites. They wrote years ago. They rode out with him to go save Lot also, during the war of the 4 and 5 kings. So they always and also like they have the whole history of Sodom and Gomorrah and all that stuff. They respected him. They're like, we understand you. Like we loved Sarah too. Like, we cared about Sarah too, man. What you talking about? Take wherever, bro. 7. So Abraham rose and bowed to the people of the land and the sons of Het. And the people of the land, because it wasn't just Hittites. It wasn't just Hittites, it was other people too. And he spoke with them, saying, if it is your wish for me to bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and approach Ephron, the son of Zohar, for me, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he owns, which is at the end of his field. For the full price, let him give it to me in your presence for a burial site. 10. Now, Ephron was sitting among the sons of Het, and Ephron, I remember, like Abraham was famous, you know what I mean? Like he was a rich dude. He was filthy rich, and it says later on. I don't know if we're gonna get to it today. We might. He was filthy rich. So, when his wife died, like everyone knew. So like everyone's like around him and chilling. Like, oh shit! Like Sarah died. Like what? So like people around him. So 10. Now Ephron was sitting among the sons of Het, and Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the hearing of the sons of Het. Even even all who went in at the gate of his city, saying, no, Adoni, hear me. I give you the fields. Like, I'll be like, dude, like, no, she's like, bro, like, we love you. Take the field. Like, I'm not even gonna charge you for that shit. Like, take it. And I give you the cave that is in it. In the presence of the sons of my people, I give it to you. Bury your dead. Like, dude, just take it, man. Like, we all love her too, bro. Like, take it, man. Like, we not gonna charge you. But Abraham don't. And this tells you about Israelites, how you're supposed to be acting. And Abraham bowed before the people of the land. 13. He spoke to Ephron in the hearing of the people of the land, saying, if you will only please listen to me, I will give you the price of the field. Accept it from me, that I may bury my dead there. Because again, like he's pushing. He's like, no. It's like, I'm not taking your money, dude. Like, I'm not taking your fields. Like, I'm paying for it. Like this. And when you think about it, it's like, yo, like this is my wife, dog. And I wouldn't do the same shit. I'm like, well, Obviously, I would do the same thing because I was in Reddit. But it's like he's like this is my wife. He's like I'm not taking something for you to bury my wife. I'm paying you for it. Like she's my responsibility. Like and like he's right. Like that's my wife. Like I'm not taking charity to bury my wife. Like like I don't have to, and I don't have to. Like I'm paying you for this. Like I'm paying you for to bury my wife. Like fuck that. Like I have mad shit. Like nah, that's grind ball shit if I did that. 14. Then, and I guess I wouldn't say grind ball, but I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't fucking do that. 14. Then Ephron answered to Abraham, saying to him, Adonai, listen to me. A piece of land worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that between me and you? We'll bury your dead. So he was like, hey, nothing, man. Like, so, dude, like that shit's just 400 shekels, bro. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Abraham, being smart, listen to Ephron. He's like, oh, 400, huh? He turned around, like, all right, let me get you 400 real quick. Abraham weighed out for Ephron the silver which he had named in the hearing of the sons of Het. 400 shekels of silver, commercial standard. Again, I don't know if I said this before, but Israelites, we do shit upstanding and shit. Like we don't like for instance, like for marriages, before you get married, you're supposed to you really I'm not sure, I don't know if it's mandated or anything, but you really should like write a contract between you two. Like you don't need nobody else. You don't need like a lawyer or some shit. You should write a contract. Like me, before I get married, I'm writing a contract. I'm gonna make sure it's in Hebrew, and I'm writing a contract because if it's in Hebrew, there's no mistaking what this means or what that means or nothing like that. But we did that. We were always contractual people. We use contracts. We wrote things out. We weren't like, I'm just gonna take your word for it. Your word is your bond, and your word should be fucking golden. But when it comes to business and shit like this, you definitely need to be writing shit down. Or long-term commitments and all that, write it down. 17. So Ephron's field, which was in Machpelah, which faced Mamre. Remember Mamre? The field and the cave which was in it, and all the trees which were in the cat. And all the trees which were in the field that were within all the confines of his border were deeded over to Abraham for possession in the presence of the sons of Het, before all who went in at the gate of his city. After this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave of the field of Machpelah, facing Mamre, that is Hebron. That is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. So the field, and I guess that's them. I think that might be some. We'll get into that another time, whatever. Hebron, I know it's like Kerat Arba was Hebron, but it might just be Hebron. Might just be the borders of Hebron, probably just bigger or something. I'm not sure. I didn't check it out. It's not that deep right now. In the land of Canaan, 20. So the field and the cave that is in it were deeded over to Abraham for a burial site for the sons of Het. So for Israelites, for us genetic Israelites, for the genetic Israelites, just the genetic. I don't mean people in the house. I mean everyone genetically. That land, as I mean, later on we'll see how much more land is ours. But by law, and I don't mean just by this book law. I mean by the law of the entire planet, because there's no one on the planet that can argue this. That's our land. It was stolen from us. That's our land. Chapter 24. Now, Abraham was old, advanced in age, and Yahweh had blessed Abraham in every way. Abraham said to his servant, the oldest of his household, who had charge of all that he owned, please place your hand under my thigh. I don't really know why he put his hand under his thigh. I'm not sure if that's translational error or a cultural thing that I don't understand, but I don't know. Please place your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by Yahweh, the Elohim of Hashibayim, and the Elohim of Haaretz, that you shall not take a wife from my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I live. But you will go to my country and to my relatives and take a wife from my son Isaac. The servant said to him, suppose the woman is not willing to follow me to this land. Should I take your son back to the land from where you came? And Abraham said to him, he said, don't take my son back there. Like I didn't say that shit. Like you hear me? Like I would have told you to take him back the first time, nigga. Don't take him back. So 6. Then Abraham said to him, beware that you do not take my son back there. There's an exclamation mark there. So he pretty much said, like, don't take my son back there, nigga. Like, I told you not to. I told you to fucking go over there for a reason. Shit, don't fucking do that dumb shit. 7. Yahweh. Oh, I should have tied this correctly. Or not correct. I mean, I said correct. I knew it incorrectly. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. This is annoying me. I'm sorry, guys. This is kind of annoying. Is this? How do I do it? This is kind of annoying. I gotta do it. No, this is not right, guys. Oh goodness. I'm jacking it all up. Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right. 7. 7. Yahweh Yahweh, the Elohim of Hashemayim, who took me from my father's house and from the land of my birth, and who spoke to me and swore to me, saying, to your descendants, I will give this land. He will send his Melech before you, and you will take a wife for my son from there. So that was one thing. He was like, don't take my son back there. He's like, I don't want you. Like, this is supposed to be our land. Like, I don't want, yo, bro, what's going on? Like, this is supposed to be our land. I don't like this. My son's gonna stay here. We don't need him going back there. This is where our land's supposed to be. So he's gonna stay his behind right here. You go over there, go get him his wife, and bring him back. Okay. All right. 8. But if the woman is not willing to follow you, then you will be free from this oath, from this my oath. Only again, like, don't take my son back there. Okay, he's supposed to be here because this is where Yahweh told us that he's gonna have the land. All right, so don't bring my son back there. And that's I'm sorry. 9. So the servant placed his hand under the thigh of Abraham. I don't know, his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. Then the servant took 10 camels. Nigga was loaded, bro. the servant took 10 camels, bro. The servant took 10 camels. That's crazy. It wasn't like he had extras chilling. He's like, yeah, just take 10 of them. It's whatever. Just take 10. Something light. something light. The servant took 10 camels from his master. And also the servant didn't go by. He didn't go alone. Other people went with him. It says it later on, just it doesn't say right here. Again, 10. The servant took 10 camels from the camels of his master and set out with a variety of good things of his master's in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor. 11. He made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of water at evening time, the time when women go out to draw water. We'll get to that. Whatever. Later. He said, "O Yahweh, Elohim of my master Abraham, Elohi of my master Abraham, please grant me success today and show loving kindness to my master Abraham. Behold, I am standing by the spring, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water." 14. Now may it be that the girl to whom I say, please let down your jar so that I can get a drink. Give me a drink, please. And who answers, drink. And I will, I'm gonna get your camels too. I'm gonna drink my water your camels. Water your camels. Drink, and I will water your camels also. May she be the one whom you have appointed for your servant Isaac. And by this I will know that you have shown loving kindness to my master. 15. Before he had finished speaking inside, I don't think he said, well, it doesn't matter. Before he said, it doesn't matter. 15. Before he has finished speaking, behold, Rebecca, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor, came out with the jar on her shoulder. The girl was very beautiful. The word for beautiful is tobit. The root is tob, which is good, which means good. And that is because when you are good, you are being sustainable. You are you're eating right, you're doing things right, you're being whatever, and you will become. And this goes for everyone. You will become more and more attractive the more and more good you are, according to this book. The better, the more good you are, the more good. Yeah, the more good you are, because good is not just being a nice person. That's being nice is not good. Being considered a nice person is not good. That's not good. That's not good. Okay, being a nice person is not good. Put it out there over and over and over again. You have to have balance. Okay, so the more and more good you are, the more and more it's going to show out on the outside. When you the easiest thing to really say is food. If you're eating correctly, when you're eating correctly, um, you're eating by this book correctly, and eating the food that he actually from in the beginning actually tells you what you're supposed to eat too. In the beginning of Bed of Sheep, I just didn't realize till recently. Become more and more beautiful as a person physically, and then if you're following the laws, you're gonna be more beautiful as a person with your actions too. So when it says that they're beautiful, it's not. It is a physical thing, yes, but it's because of what they're doing beforehand. It's the good things that you're doing before that make you beautiful. Okay. 16. The girl was very beautiful, a virgin, and no man had relations with her. And she went down to the spring and filled her jar and came up. Then the servant ran to meet her, and he said, "Please let me drink a little water from your jar." She said, drink, my lord, Adoni. And the reason she called him Adoni was one, he more than likely, not more than likely, he would have been dressed similar to the people that she is used to, because remember, Abraham came from he went back to Abraham's relatives, so he's going to be dressed like Abraham's house. And when you are, and she doesn't really know him like that, like, so she wouldn't call him like brother, like that. But women in the culture, women would give, in the culture, when the culture's not fucked up like it is in Israel right now, women would give respect to men, because remember, just to be completely blunt, men are stronger than women. Men could force women to do a lot of things, and it's pretty fucked up, but they could. But if you're following the law, you're not forcing her to do it. You're not forcing her to do anything, really. You shouldn't be. It's fucked. You're not following the law. So saying Adoni is more of a thing. It's like, remember, like it's respect thing. It's like, you're like, I know, like you're one of those people. You're one of my people. Like, you're gonna be nice to me. You're like, hey Adoni, you're gonna be nice. Hi, kind of thing. So you're giving respect because she knows, like, yeah, like you're gonna be a good person to me. You know what I mean? Like, we may not always see eye to eye on every little thing necessarily. It's life, whatever. But for the most part, it's like, you're gonna be a good person to me. Hi, Adoni, kind of thing. Respect. So let's go back to 18 again. 24:18. She said, "Drink, Adoni," and she quickly lowered her jar to her hand and gave him a drink. Now, when she had finished giving him a drink, she said, "I will draw also for your camels until they are finished drinking." So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough and ran back to the well to draw, and she drew for all his camels. Now, I want to put something out there right now. This is very telling of how sickly we all are on the planet. This man came with 10 camels. This man came with 10 camels. Do you know how much a camel can drink? I don't. And I know that's a fuck ton. And this woman just had them all drink to their fill, all camels, 10 camels to their fill. And she was Gucci. She wouldn't think twice about it. Like, I could do that, but like, I could do that. I'm not gonna front like I can do it. I could do that. But like, the fact that a woman did it and didn't even think twice about it, like, I'm not sure if I know any woman that would do that. Like, if I did it, I'd probably be sweating and tired. I'm probably not tired, but I might be sweating. Maybe. I'm not sure. I do that. I drink, yeah. Anyone watch me, you know how much I always carry water and shit. But like, it's telling of how sickly we all are right now. Because like, if a woman could do that without like thinking twice about it, that's saying something. And we're sickly in most. It kind of, a lot of it's really not our fault, believe it or not. Anyway, just saying, like, we have a very long way to go, and it's as long as you stay on the path, it's gonna be awesome. As long as you stay on the path, it's gonna be awesome. Okay, 21. Meanwhile, the man was gazing at her in silence to know whether Yahweh had made his journey successful or not. So he's literally just there, just like, he's just drinking his water. He's trying to just watch her go up and down. Like, shit, like she's still going. Like, oh shit, she's really still going. Like, she's really still going. Like, holy shit. Like, okay. And just like the 8th time she come up this motherfucker hill. This motherfucking camel's still drinking and she's still going. Watching or whatever. 22. When the camels had finished drinking, the man took a gold ring. It was a nose ring, by the way. It was a ring, not like a ring, because like that'd be kind of, well, I don't really know because of culture, but it was a nose ring, just so you know. It says it later on. So gold ring weighing a half a shekel and 2 bracelets for her wrists, weighing 10 shekels in gold. Nigga was loaded. 23 and said, like, whose daughter are you? Please tell me. So please tell me, is there room for us to lodge in your father's house? Like, can we, like, whose daughter are you? Can we lodge, whatever. She said to him, I'm the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, whom she bore to Nahor. I'll get that in a minute. Again, she said to him, we have plenty of both straw and feed and room to lodge. Then the man bowed low and worshipped to Yahweh. He said, blessed be the Yahweh, blessed be Yahweh, the Elohim of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken his loving kindness and his truth toward my master. As for me, Yahweh has guided me in the way to the house of my master's brothers. I want to make a point real quick. Your name means something. Your name means something more than a lot of people realize. My actual name, like I didn't like adopt this name when I realized that I was genetic Israelite, or when I got in the house, or nothing like that. My actual name, my genuine name from birth, is Jeremiah Karim Ben Ashanti. My earthly father actually knew what tribe I was from. And when we get to it, I don't know if we'll get to it, because it's in Joshua, Joshua really, Yehoshua, which is Joshua, whatever. But I have a trait, I guess you could say, that since I was younger, well, no, I won't say it right now. I'll go to it later. I have a trait that that I've always had since I was younger, something that I really just despised. And I didn't really understand, like, more than everyone else, and I never really understood why, until I found out that my name is. My name is in the book. My name is in the book. Ben Ashanti is in the book. And there is a story about the Ashanti tribe, and the Ashanti tribe also is part of my tribe. Is still in Africa still, unfortunately. Like once we were taken from Africa. We were Israelites. We ran for our lives, and then we ended up in the west of Africa, and we were taken from there. There are Ashanti tribe members over there, and if you go on Wikipedia and look at them, you can see, like, they look like what people call West Indians. They look like that, like, which would make sense because they're our family. So, like, they look just like us. Like, you go, like dead ass. If you go on Wikipedia right now and go look up Ashanti tribe, and you'll see, like, the head of the tribe over there right now. He looks like someone that lives in town right now. To be honest, to be dead ass, like, he looks just like someone that lives in this town right now. Like just like a spitting image. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking nuts. But because of my name, once I got to the event that gave us our name, Ashanti, it made sense as to why that trait, I had that trait. Your name means a lot. Your name tells you about you without you even knowing. My first name, I'm not gonna go into this all right now. Maybe another time, probably not, but probably, I don't know. But my first name also has something to do. It also explains my life. If you read Jeremiah, me and him we're living a very similar life. It's he be cursing people out. He be cursing people out. He be cursing people out, yo. He be cursing motherfuckers out. And then my middle name also tells of more. It's crazy. Your name means something. Your name will tell you who you're going to be. Okay. So if you have your name, so a lot of times people change their names. I like, again, for all your genetic Israelites that are around me and shit. Once you find your name, if you have your name already, then keep that name. If you don't have your name, let him give you your name. You will find when your name comes up, you'll understand, like, oh, that is my name. You'll get it. So just, your name means a lot. Don't let anyone ever tell you that nothing's in a name. 28. 24, 28. Then the girl ran and told her mother, Rebecca, told her mother's house and about these things. Now, Rebecca had a brother whose name was Laban. Laban's kind of a dickhead later on. I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of a dickhead. And Laban ran outside to the man at the spring. When he saw the ring and the bracelets on his sister's wrist, and when he heard the words of Rebecca, his sister, saying, "This is come on now. This is what the man said to me." Oh, yeah, sorry. It's saying this is what the man said to me. He went to the man, and behold, he was standing by the camels at the spring. And he said, "Come in, blessed of Yahweh." Sorry. Why do you stand outside since I have why do you stand outside since I prepared the house? Like, why? He's like, niggas, like, get your ass in here, bro. Like, what's good? Like, you like I see the fucking bling you just gave my sister. Get your ass in here, bro. Like, and you family, you kin to us. Get your ass in here, nigga. Come on. You know, look at your ass in here. He said, "Come in, blessed of Yahweh. Why do you stand outside since I prepared the house and a place for your camels?" 32. So the man entered the house. To the man in the house. Then Laban unloaded the camels, and he gave straw and feed to the camels, good hospitality, and watered to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. But when the food was set before him to eat, he said, "I will not eat." The man, the servant, Abraham's servant, he said, "I will not eat until I have told my business." And he said, so Laban was like, "All right, speak on, what's up?" So he said, "I am Abraham's servant. Yahweh has greatly blessed my master so that he has become rich." Told you he was rich. And he has given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and servants and maids and camels and donkeys. He was rich. 36. Now, Sarah, my master's wife, bore a son to my master in her old age. And he gave him all that he has. My master made me swear, saying, "You shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I live. But you shall go to my father's house and to my relatives and take a wife for my son." I said to my master, "Suppose the woman does not follow me." He said to me, Yahweh, before whom I walked, will send his melech, his message, with you to make your journey successful. And you will take a wife for my son from my relatives and from my father's house. Then you will be free from my oath. When you then you will be free from my oath when you come to my relatives, and if they do not give her to you, you will be free from my oath. So I came today to the spring and said, "Oh Yahweh, Elohim, my master Abraham, if now you will make my journey on which my journey on which I go successful. Behold, I am standing by the spring, and may it be that the maiden who comes out to draw, and to whom I say, 'Please let me drink a little water from your jar,' and she will say to me, 'You drink, and I will draw for your camels also.' Let her be the woman whom Yahweh has appointed for my master's son." Before I had finished speaking in my heart, in my mind, my heart, my ear left, your mind. Behold, Rebecca came out with her jar on her shoulders and went down to the spring and drew. And I said to her, "Please let me drink." She quickly lowered her jar from her shoulder and said, "Drink, and I will water your camels also." Water your camels. Also. So I drank, and she watered the camels also. Then I asked her and said, "Whose daughter are you?" And she said, "The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, who Milcah bore to him." And I put the ring on her nose. Told you it was nose ring. And the bracelets on her wrists. And I bowed low and worshiped Yahweh and blessed Yahweh. By the way, how do you bless Yahweh? By being obedient, doing what he tells you to do. And bless Yahweh and Yahweh Yahweh, the Elohim of my master, and Abraham, who had guided me in the right way, to take the daughter of my master's kinsman for his son. So now, if you are going to deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me. If not, let me know, that I may turn to the right or to the left. 5. Then 50. Sorry. Then Laban and Bethuel replied, "The matter comes from Yahweh, so we can't speak to you bad or good. Here's Rebecca before you. Take her and go, and let her be the wife of your master's son, as Yahweh has spoken." When Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed himself to the ground before Yahweh. The servant brought out articles of silver and articles of gold and garments and gave them to Rebekah. And he also gave precious things to her brother and to her mother. Then he and the men who were with him ate and drank and spent the night. They partied. So when they arose in the morning, he said, "Send me away to my master." But her brother and her mother said, "Let the girl stay with us a few days, say 10, after she may go." He said to them, don't delay me, since Yahweh has prospered my way. Like Yahweh set this up. Like, don't make me wait. Like, you shitting me? You know, like, you kidding me? Send me away that I may go to my master. Wait, and they said, "We will." Oh yeah, so master. Yeah, 57. And they said, "We will call the girl and consult with her." So come on, dog. 57. And they said, "We will call the girl and consult her wishes." Then they called Rebekah and said to her, "Will you go with this man?" And she said, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah, yes, of course." 59. Thus they went away, their sister Rebekah and her nurse with Abraham's servant and his men. They blessed Rebekah and said to her, "May you, our sister, become thousands of 10,000s, and may your descendants possess the gates of those who hate them." I love that. I love that. May you possess the gates of those who hate you. So yeah, fuck your shit. Take your shit, nigga. All right, 61. Then Rebekah arose with her maids, and they mounted the camels and followed the man. So the servant took Rebekah and departed. Now Yitzchak had come from going to Be'elaharoi, for he was living in Negib. Yitzchak went out to meditate in the field toward evening, and he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, camels were coming. Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Yitzchak, she dismounted from her camel. She said to the servant, she's like, who's that man walking to meet us in the field? And the servant said, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, right there, that's him. Yitzchak, that's my master." And she freaked out a little bit. She was like, "Oh, shit." Then she took her veil and covered herself. She's like, "Oh, fuck." She took her veil, cover herself, make sure you don't see him, covered herself. And then the 66. Then the servant told Yitzchak all the things that he had done. She's like, "Yo, so I went back to where your father was from, where you guys are from, and I got to leave, blah, 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 whatever. 67. Then Yitzchak brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. Thus Yitzchak was comforted after his mother's death. So at this point, Yitzchak was at least 37 years old. I want to say he was probably in his 40s, but I can't really say though 100%, but he's probably around there. And just so you know, this wasn't this like the reason that this was such a quick marriage thing. Like, I mean, it could have taken time. It could have taken time for them to get to know each other, but seeing as how they came from the same family, I guess culture, I guess you could say, and they were same culture, and they were nowhere near as confused as we are now. They were coming from the same culture, same bloodline, all that good stuff. Getting to know each other was pretty easy because they're like nowadays, because we're all so confused, we have to get to know each other, all this other stupid crap. They didn't have to go through all the rigmarole, if you will, of like, what's your favorite type of music? Because truthfully, like, it doesn't really fucking matter, really. What's your like stuff like that? It does matter, but that's only, but not in the sense. It's kind of weird. It matters in the sense that the music you listen to is going to affect who you are, but they're going to be listening to similar. They're going to be listening like music wise. They're going to be listening to the same type of music. They're going to be eating the same type of stuff. They're going to be on the similar paths. So there's not much really to learn about each other in the sense of just like of the important things. Well, not the important things. That's the important thing. The things that could deteriorate their relationship. There we go. The things that could make or break their relationships. They're not going to really need to learn that much about each other about it, because they're already following their culture. They're already following their their stuff. They're already on the same similar paths. Um, yeah, so this whole idea of like we have yeah. We'll just go with that. I'm not going to that whole thing right now, but yeah, they're already on similar paths, so that's why it was so much. It was a very easy thing for them to just be like, oh, kind of like, oh, like I'm about to make me some unleavened bread. Do you like unleavened bread? Like, of course I like unleavened bread. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Kind of like, of course I like it. You fucking me? Oh word. I got some unleavened bread for you. Let me show you what it is. I put the seasoning in it. Yep, I put the special salt I got in it. You know what I mean? I put some motherfucking ginger in that shit. Just spread this bitch around. Teach them go. Oh what? What? I do that shit too. What? Oh, got you. I'm saying so. It was already on the. It was already on the same. It was already on the same path. It was already on the same level. There was no like you like unleavened bread. Unleavened what? You know, that wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think I might stop there. I'm gonna stop there and throw it up right there. Stop there. All right. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm stop there. I guess we can cut it up next week. And yeah, and then this next joint is got some generations Toledot, and then Abraham's and then Abraham, and we're gonna get to some stuff. And Israel is still not alive yet. Israel, Jacob, he becomes Israel. His father, I don't know why I keep referencing crazy. His father and mother are Iskak. I'm gonna spoiler. His father and mother Iskak and Rebecca. Right? Good. Iskak and Rebecca are his parents. They're about to come up in a little bit, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's gonna come up happen. So whatever. Actually, I shouldn't be spoiling it because you should be reading by your own. So you should have peeped this already. So yeah. Yeah. Because again, following along with me, it's not gonna help. You gotta do the work yourself. Promise it's not gonna help. Like it will, it's not no, it will help, but it's not gonna get you to where you need to be. You have to do the work yourself. You have to read it yourself. You have to read it yourself. You have to read it yourself. I'm here to help. Hallelujah. But if you don't do the work, again, this isn't a lazy walk. Ain't no lazy motherfuckers getting into the kingdom. Like I've said before, I've been dealing with assholes my whole fucking life. I'm not going back home and dealing with assholes again. Okay, I guess back home east is that way. I'm not going back home and dealing with assholes again. Okay, dead ass. So read it. And again, if somehow you didn't catch it before, NASB, get the NASB. It's the easiest one to read and it's the most accurate one. I get you on a flip. I'm gonna try to upload this by. I'm trying to upload this soon. It doesn't matter, I guess. You can see whatever. Mishpaha. Well, no. If there are any Mishpaha out there listening, Shalom. Family. Shalom. I can't wait to family become Mishpaha because that's gonna be great. We're gonna fuck everything up. We're gonna fuck shit up. Shalom. Shalom. Oh, it's Shabbat. My bus. Shabbat Shalom. Ha ha. Aha.